I've been suffering with anorexia for since I was about 16, 17. Been in and out of hospital for the last 6 years. I've always wanted to recover, but I believed that I could do it at an unhealthy BMI. I thought I'd be okay, and I could just get on with things. And then at this admission, I sort of hit a point where I realised that I could no longer live within the torture of this illness, and the only way to recover was to fight every tiny little part of the illness, and to get to a healthy BMI was the only way that I could work on the stuff in my head without the anorexia consuming so much of the space. I think it just seems all overwhelming, but my first impressions of here, in a way, was just that it seemed quite safe as a unit. All the patients seemed very friendly, the staff were really welcoming, and it just seemed like you were taken in and understood that you were terrified, as opposed to it seeming like you were walking in thinking that it was all going to be okay, and you wanted to be there and things. It's not, I don't think anyone sort of expected you to be like that. You get into the routine of how a day goes, and it really starts with sort of gentle steps in terms of food. You're not expected to do a lot of therapy at first. You'll have someone, a allocated nurse every shift, and you can speak to them, and just you've got them as a point of like referral, so you can always speak to them, and you'll have a primary nurse, a secondary, and both of those will be as part of your team, so you've always got those as a point of call. And then you've always got support workers as well, and it sort of then develops from there in terms of you can start going to group therapy. There's like a wide range of different groups that are all quite focused, and quite like helpful groups. They're not sort of general, they've got like a purpose kind of thing. And then you sort of start more one-to-one therapy when you get to a certain point that you can sort of manage it. You're not expected to delve into, things that are really difficult straight away. And then you can do sort of individual OT work, and then things just progress from there, really. You gradually get more free time and you get home leave, and then it just sort of moves on from there. I'm most worried that the staff didn't give up hope on me, that they didn't sort of bully me as such into getting better or eating. It was more that I just felt supported. I valued the time taken by staff to talk to me as well, to listen to me, even when I don't think I made sense myself now, looking back. But also that and the one-to-one support in terms of meal preparation with the OT in sort of the more recent later days, and the moving on through that and to body image work with the consultant, and both of these things I think have helped set up recovery for continuation sort of as an outpatient and as in part of the community. At the beginning, I think I struggled to come to terms with what help was being offered, but I think that's part of the eating disorder. But now I think that I would never have got as well as I am now, and I've never felt as well as I am now even in my head, without the help that this service has given me, really. I hope now that I can get back into work, to move on in terms of where I live, what I want to do as hobbies. I think you're kind of completely rediscovering who you are, because you're almost different to who you were before, in a quite an exciting way. Like, you can find all these new things to do, and I think it's just all the things you've missed out on as well. Like, you miss out on years of your life, and you kind of want to rediscover the fun things as well as the things like getting a job. And I want to be able to own my own house, and to, you know, be able to buy my own car and just be able to drive it, and just things that people sometimes take for granted, I guess, but things that the illness completely takes away.